This is a giant planet located 15 billion kilometers away from us. Saturn has a very bright ring system, which can be seen through telescopes from Earth. In the past few decades, humans have captured many real images of Saturn using probes and telescopes. Today, we will follow in the footsteps of these probes and telescopes to get a closer look at this ring planet. This photo was taken by the Cassini spacecraft when it was about 2.6 million kilometers away from Saturn. In the photo, we can see not only Saturn and its rings, but also a very faint bright T-spot in the lower right corner of Saturn, which is Tethys, also known as Saturn III. Due to its low brightness, scientists doubled the brightness of Tethys so that we could see what it looks like. Tethys was discovered by humans in 1684 and has a diameter of about 1,060 kilometers. It is mostly composed of water ice, and its surface has many ice fissures due to severe weather impacts. This photo was taken on September 5, 2016, also by the Cassini spacecraft, when it was about 1.4 million kilometers away from Saturn. The photo shows the north pole of Saturn. However, upon closer inspection, we can see a very obvious hexagon at Saturn's north pole. This hexagon is actually a giant storm at the north pole of Saturn, spanning an astonishing 25,000 kilometers, which is roughly the size of Earth's. It's hard to imagine that such a huge storm could take on such a perfect hexagonal shape. For many people, this is unbelievable. Although scientists have put forward several guesses about this hexagonal storm, they still haven't figured out the specific reason for its formation due to limited data. This photo was taken by the Cassini spacecraft on April 4, 2014 from 1.8 million kilometers away from Saturn, using a wide-angle camera by Cassini. In addition to the hexagonal storm at Saturn's north pole, the photo also shows many cloud patterns on Saturn, which are actually huge storms on Saturn. On Saturn, the wind is very fast, reaching speeds of up to 1,800 kilometers per hour, more than 4 times the highest wind speed on Earth. This photo was taken by the Hubble telescope, from which we can see Saturn's rings. The most shocking thing is that the glowing spots at Saturn's poles are actually Saturn's auroras, similar to the auroras on Earth, which are colors produced by the interaction of solar wind and magnetic fields. Unlike Earth's auroras, Saturn's auroras cannot be seen with the naked eye, and can only be observed in ultraviolet light. Therefore, this photo is the ultraviolet image of Saturn, taken by Hubble. This photo was taken by the Voyager 1 probe on November 16, 1980, when Voyager 1 had flown past Saturn for 4 days, and looked back at Saturn to take the photo. From the photo, we can see that the distribution of Saturn's rings is like a spiral pattern, generally surrounding Saturn and on the side where the sunlight shines on Saturn. On the other hand, the shadow of Saturn fell on the halo, forming this rare impression of Saturn. This photo was also taken by the Cassini spacecraft, and we can see Saturn and its huge rings bathed in the sunlight. In the lower right corner of this photo, there is a very faint blue dot, and that dot is our Earth, where we live. This may be the first time you have seen what our Earth looks like from another planet. It is so small and insignificant. This photo was taken by the Cassini spacecraft on October 18, 2010. The smaller and brighter celestial body in the photo is the Tethys we mentioned earlier. Behind Tethys, there is a more hazy and huge celestial body, which is the famous Enceladus. Enceladus is the largest T-moon of Saturn and the second largest moon in the solar system, with a diameter of about 5,150 kilometers, slightly larger than the Mercury system, one of the 8 largest planets in the solar system. At the same time, Enceladus is also the second solar system satellite truly explored by humans. The Huygens spacecraft, which went to Saturn with Cassini, is a probe that explores Enceladus. It once went deep into the interior of Enceladus and took pictures of the real scene of Enceladus. Unfortunately, the Huygens lost contact soon after landing. We obtained a small amount of data on Enceladus. This photo was taken on March 12, 2012. The celestial body behind Saturn's rings is still Enceladus, which we introduced earlier. In front of Saturn's rings, there is another satellite of Saturn, which is similar to Titan III. It is Saturn II. Saturn II has a diameter of about 5,050 kilometers. According to the Cassini probe, there may be a huge liquid ocean under the surface of Saturn II, and there may even be the existence of life. However, due to the limitations of human technology, we cannot explore the true situation of Saturn II and cannot determine whether there is life above it. In September 2017, the fuel of the Cassini probe was about to run out. Scientists were worried that the Cassini probe might lose control and crash into the satellites that may have life and environment around Saturn, causing an impact on them. Therefore, scientists controlled the Cassini probe and crashed it into Saturn. In the end, this great explorer was burned in Saturn's atmosphere, ending its 20-year life. It can never return to Earth.